Recently I installed some deck lights on my steps and around the edge of my deck that we just refinished, and I also put some solar lights out on my mailboxes and my flower retaining wall, and I'll show you some photos of that. Well, today I want to talk about these LED hardscape lights from SMY. They are 12 volt low voltage, and they're going to work with this transformer that I'll show you shortly. And so they sell them in a pack of 4 or a pack of 8. They sent me a pack of 8, and they have a metal plate. It's hinged, and it actually has a dotted line here. They show you where you could snap this off, and so you could get in closer with your installation. And then these tilt. You can tilt them how you want to use them. It depends on the situation, of course. And then they come with the wires bare at the end. Now, don't let that bother you. Wiring is so simple. You can look on their website and they'll show you, but it's just a matter of piggybacking a wire with a wire nut, put 2 wires together from another light, twist them, and then you go to the next light. They've got a really long cord, so that really makes it easy if you need to go long distances. If you don't need to, then you could just use like zip ties and gather them together and tuck them back in wherever you're using these. So I'm pretty well set right now with my lighting that I like. Tonight I'm going to take probably 3 or 4 of these, and I'm going to wire them together, take this transformer around with me, and I'm going to show you some possibilities of where you could use these. So I've got a few clips that I'll show you in a bit, that about 5 or 6 different scenarios, you might say. The one I think is going to really be cool is this seat all around our deck. It's empty, kind of underneath there's a hollow place. I think it'd really be neat to have these underneath lighting that up. I've already got lights on this pergola. I've got some solar lights, and then I've got all these LED lights around the edge and on the steps, so I'm covered there. But I think it would be pretty cool to be underneath. So I'm not really installing them today. You can they give you all kinds of hardware to install them in a multiple situations that however you want to use them. So they have screws, and you can mount them where you want them to go. You can mount them on brick using the anchors and drill in, and then you drill the screw into that anchor, that plastic anchor. What I'm really excited about is my plan is I'm going to use these 8 lights over there. My property, I have 2 houses here, and over there I'm getting ready to build. Concrete's going to be poured pretty soon. I'm going to build a 20 by 24 picnic pavilion / parking spot for this transit camper van that my wife and I converted. And it's too tall to fit in our garage, so it's going to be a post and beam. I'll show you a structure. So I'm going to be building that. And up in the rafters, instead of having these down, which is typically how people use them, I'm going to have them mounted like this. And I'll have the transformer mounted. It's all waterproof. And I'm going to have it light up the inside of the structure. So like say if we're having a picnic and it goes into nighttime, I can flip the switch on. It has actually a timer on it and a sensor, so you could actually have it turn on automatically in the evening, and then it turns off in the morning. I doubt I would do that. I would just turn them on and use them when I wanted them, but I think it's going to be really effective to light up the inside there, and so it will be indirect lighting. So I think 8 of these will handle that really well. So again, I just use these waterproof wire nuts, and you wire them together, and then if you're say if you're underneath here, then I would use little cable tie holders, a little plastic ring with you screw them in, it could hold them up, the wire out of the way. So it wouldn't be hard to tuck them out of the way. So tonight I'll show you some examples of how you could use these in various situations. Let's talk about the transformer right now. Well, this is the SMY 300 watt transformer. They have a couple of other models. They have a 100 watt and a 400 watt. And this can handle a lot of low voltage lighting, because most of the lights, like little deck lights and the hardscape light that I'm talking about in this video, they use very little electricity, and that's why they refer to these as low voltage lights. And so they give you an instruction manual, gives you all the details. It tells you how to plug them in, and I've already got one of the Hardscape lights already plugged in, and all I did was it's 12 volts, so I have one wire here, one wire there. They're not even color coded. It doesn't make any difference. You just put them on either one. Set up for 14 volt as well. And what they've got here is a very simple panel that's easy to use. And when you plug it in, you can choose a menu. You use an up and down buttons to make your choices. You press enter when you're getting the choice that you want. It has a clock. You can set a timer. This is a sensor right here. And so they make it really, really easy, especially with this little booklet. And I'm not going to really spend a bunch of time telling you about that. It's really pretty straightforward. This is a chunk here, and it is made to mount. So you've got these keyholes. So you mark on a wood post, like I'm going to be doing over on my picnic pavilion when I build that in about a month or so, or I could do it here. And you just put screws, and this just slides on it. It's waterproof, and so you don't have to worry about the weather. They give you all the warnings here about how to use it, how not to use it, and it's got venting, so any heat is dissipated. So you take this transformer, run your lights, and you're good to go. You add up the wattage of everything you're using and make sure that you don't exceed the capabilities of this. In some cases, some people would only need the 100 watt, or they might need to go up to the 400 watt. So this is what I'm going to be using tonight. In some situations, I'm near an outlet. Otherwise, I'll just use a portable battery, and I'll show you what these lights look like with this transformer in various locations. I think you'll like what you see. Again, I'm not actually going to be installing. I'll sort of be holding up the lights just to give you an idea of how they work in different situations. So we have the 300 watt transformer and the Hardscape LED lights from SMY Lighting. Let's take a look. Well, like my retaining wall, I've already got one of the SMY solar lights, and it's staying because I don't have to run wiring out here. But you might be in a situation where you have a retaining wall and a mailbox near each other. So this will fit in easily. You could have it down low, down up high to light the numbers. So this will be another one of the places that I'll be trying tonight. Well, I've already got some SMY solar lights here on my retaining wall that I built 12 years ago out of 40-pound bags of concrete. And I'm not going to change it. I don't have to wire anything, but I've got an outlet over there, so I could run wiring and have the transformer mounted over there. But I just want to show you this is a possibility if you've got any kind of retaining wall. It may not look like this, but it could be out of wood or whatever. And so I'm going to see if I can find a way to get some of these to stay. And again, this tilts. And then just remember that you can cut these if you need to, or bend them to fit in a situation. So this is one of the locations I'll try tonight for you. Well, over at our little house next door where my father-in-law lives now, but it used to be my mother until she died in 2010, here's some possibilities. I could see somebody here sticking it in, or on the other side to light it down that way. Another option would be possibly down here and light up along the edge. So I'll show you that tonight as well. Well, here's another possibility. You obviously wouldn't put it right here where people are going to walk on it. No one uses this porch, the steps up to this porch. But I thought I could do something like I could stick it in here on the side where people aren't walking. So I may try that on maybe every other one and just see how that works. It would be handy because there's an outlet right there. So it would light up one side of it if somebody came up these steps, though no one ever has at night, ever. Well, here's another possibility, kind of like my front steps on our house. There's a nice big slot here we could put and light up here. We could do it on the inside to underneath here. It could light underneath and do that on both sides. So that would be another good possibility. Well, here we are at my deck where I added quite a few of the SMY LED deck lights. I'll show you a couple of photos. They work great. So I really don't need more lights here, but I'll show you tonight some examples where we could stick this in here. I think it'd really be cool to put it underneath here and have it light down, so we'll see how that works. Well, last night I was all over my property showing you some possible uses of the SMY Hardscape LED lights. Mailbox, the steps over here, front porch, back porch of the little house, and then the deck on our house. Keep in mind that when I'm filming at night, I might be doing 1 second or longer exposures, so it gives a distorted view of the light. The lights are not quite as bright as they appear, but they are bright LEDs, that's for sure. But it kind of exaggerates it just a little bit, just so you know that. So I hope you got some ideas on how to use these hardscape lights from SMY. I'm really looking forward to having them in my picnic pavilion that I'm going to be building right back over there in a couple of months. Thanks for watching.